Hey folks, welcome back to the Terradome. So today I wanted to very briefly talk about this shot of the T-Rex from the end of Fallen Kingdom when compared to the shot it's obviously homaging from the end of Jurassic Park. I think there's some details, some significant details to do with this shot that I think get overlooked, so I just wanted to highlight them in a very brief video today. But before we get into that, I just want to advertise that in approximately 4 days time it's June, it's Jurassic June. And this year it's the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park, and I thought a good way of celebrating the best dinosaur movie of all time is to look at 30 of the worst dinosaur movies of all time. So I'm going to make one video every single day during all of June, highlighting a different dinosaur movie, and yeah, it's going to be a fun one. So be sure to click subscribe, hit that notification bell, or click it. I think that's what you're actually meant to do, not hit it. Yeah, keep up to date with that. It's going to be a fun one. So some of you out there might know who follow the Terradome channel. I think Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom from 2018 has a lot of like subtext built into it, especially to do with mirroring aspects of the past and the biblical stories. I'll get onto the biblical stories a bit deeper in a future video, so be sure to look out for that when it comes down the line. But today I'm looking at the sort of mirroring aspects of the previous movies. Now, I have covered this before in my two-part series about recontextualized sequels. I talked about how sequels tend to take something from a previous successful movie and they'll take a scene and recontextualize it to tell a new story. And the one we're looking at today is really no different. It's cut from the same cloth as that, with the T-Rex roaring in this pose triumphantly at the end of the movie. But what I didn't highlight in that video was something I just wanted to bring to light today. So obviously let's look at the shot from Jurassic Park first, and bear in mind this video is completely unscripted, so I'm just making this up as I go along based on me old noggin here, so you just have to bear with me if I make some mistakes or if there's some jaded cuts in this. But so the end of Jurassic Park, the T-Rex kills the raptors, the humans flee the island, and you get this triumphant shot. It's probably the most iconic shot from the movie Jurassic Park, aside from maybe the T-Rex road attack sequence or the Brachiosaurus shot. But this shot, yeah, the T-Rex is roaring in the visitor center, and you have the banner "When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth" falls down in front of it. Now, I think this is obviously a knock at the actual movie, When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth, because, and I might be wrong here, but I believe that at the time Jurassic Park came out, the effects in When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth were considered the best dinosaur effects put to screen in a movie at the time. They were done with stop motion. They weren't Ray Harryhausen. I forget the guy's name who did the effects for this. I'll throw it up on screen now. But yes, so the effects in this were widely considered to be the best looking dinosaur effects ever put to screen, and then Jurassic Park comes along and obviously just blows the competition out of the water. And then they have the When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth banner came down, and it has double meaning. You know, the dinosaurs have taken over the island. The effects in Jurassic Park are better than anything that came before. So you have the banner When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth fall. It goes from top of the frame to the bottom. It falls down. It crumbles. So we get to Fallen Kingdom, and that film's entire plot is about how the dinosaurs are taken from the island to the mainland, and eventually after the auction, you know, dinosaurs get sold off, genetic material gets sold off, DNA, whatever, embryos, it all just goes global. And so they basically take over the earth once again, in some capacity. But it's like, you know, the banner When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth falls down. There's no banner in this one, but obviously this is the moment when, well, it's not when the dinosaurs rule the earth, it's now the dinosaurs rule the earth, with maybe a question mark. So, you know, you've got the very similar shots of the T-Rex as you can see here on screen, but they're the opposite. So obviously one's day, one's night, one's facing left, one's facing right, one's inside the building, one's outside the building, and one says When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth and the banner's falling down. One is when the dinosaurs are essentially taking over once again. So I see a lot of detractors of Fallen Kingdom and some of the other Jurassic World sequels. You know, they'll say things like, oh, it's just nostalgia bait. You just going back to that shot from the first film because it's like, hey, remember the member berries and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, yes, obviously, to a certain extent that is at play, but also narratively, specifically with Fallen Kingdom, narratively, this shot has a lot more going for it than just member berries. As I mentioned, the whole mirroring aspect is at play here, whereas the first film, it's like a triumphant end for the dinosaur, you know, it's taken back the island, the humans are fleeing. In Fallen Kingdom, it's now taking over, well, our territory, it's coming into our neighborhood, and so the framing of it is very sinister. I mean, just look at the lighting difference. You know, the T-Rex is backlit, almost silhouetted against the Lockwood Manor, but it's very foreboding. It's very dark and not happy visual. And yeah, so just again back to the mirroring aspect, you know, the mirroring of like the biblical subtext. I'll get into that, like I mentioned in another video, but you know, they take the rib of a female Indominus Rex to make the male Endoraptor, which is sort of a reverse of Adam and Eve, you know, Eve being made from Adam's rib. And even Noah's Ark with the whole, like, they're fleeing a great flood of fire from the volcano rather than a great flood of water. And so with this shot, I think it's mirroring the end of Jurassic Park. It's literally when, I think that's why they specifically chose to put the T-Rex in a very similar pose, because it's, the dinosaurs are ruling the earth. It's pretty much as simple as that. So whenever I hear anyone talk about how, you know, this shot is just member berries, it's just framed to get you to feel nostalgia, it's like, yes in some aspects, but no in others. I feel like there's a lot more going on with this shot than a lot of people give it credit for, and many of the shots in Fallen Kingdom which do this, like the Brachiosaurus on the dock, for example. You know, we see it reach up to eat leaves because it's alive and it's living and it's happy in the first film. Fallen Kingdom, it rises up because it's being engulfed by fire and it's reaching up for air and it's not good. It's about to die. So it's sort of like the complete opposite of what's happening in the first film. So there are lots of sequels out there which will repeat shots from previous movies and dialogue and all that sort of stuff, and it does just come across as hollow, because it's like, yeah, we get it. I always think of like when in Alien vs Predator, when the character's like, you know, you're one ugly motherfucker. Oh, it's like, yeah, we get it. Whereas in this, in Fallen Kingdom, I think that narratively, with the fact that the dinosaurs are about to go potentially rule the earth for real, like globally once again, not in like a Planet of the Apes style kind of thing or a post-apocalyptic scenario. I mean, like in a Jurassic Park style of narrative storytelling, they are going to take over the world by unleashing genetic power everywhere. So the visual storytelling aspect of that is the opposite, as I've got represented right here on the screen. I'm sorry, this camera's mirrored right here on the screen. Mirrored camera. Anyway, right here on the screen, you can see the visual juxtaposition between the two shots when you actually compare them. So I don't think that's by accident. I think it's done completely on purpose to inject more meaning into the significance of what's happening in Fallen Kingdom when you compare the shot to the one from Jurassic Park, especially with that banner when it says "When dinosaurs ruled the earth." I think that's the most significant link to what's actually happening in Fallen Kingdom. It's not just the T-Rex's pose, it's everything at play. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed me waffling on about this shot, and any thoughts you might have about this, please leave in the comments down below. If there's anything I've missed, let me know. And yeah, be sure to subscribe to keep up with all the Jurassic June videos coming in a few days. It's going to be a fun one.